that heads up on a traffic alert, that major freeway shutdown near the Galleria. After a week of rain delays, TxDOT should start construction tonight on the 59-610 ramps. Brittany Ford now has what you'll want to know.
Well, the 59-610 ramp closures were set to start last week, but got rained out. Now that this muddy mess has dried out, crews are back on schedule. Starting at 9 tonight, the 69 northbound ramp off 59 to the 610 north will be shut down. That includes this portion of the Southwest Freeway, which is going to cause a major traffic jam. Your suggested detour, a U-turn at Bissonnet to get back on to the West Loop northbound. And then on Monday, the other ramp will close. Southbound 59 to the northbound 610 loop for several months while crews demolish and rebuild those ramps. TxDOT says this project will increase safety and congestion in this busy area, but these ramp closures are scheduled to stick around for months. And a reminder that this weekend, all lanes of 59 will shut down in both directions at 610, starting tonight at 9. Now that'll last until Monday morning, so if this is a part of your commute, you will want to plan ahead. Brittany Ford, KHOU 11 News.
And here's how you plan ahead. You got to have this. Text the word traffic to 713-526-1111. We'll share a link to our website showing you traffic conditions across Houston.